I mean, could it get more obvious? Let's continue with the video. Here it is.
List or that you're calling TSC, and don't let them hear the call. Basically, you want to deal with them as you normally would without the hit. But ask probing questions to get positive ID. Obviously, someone might have the same name as a guy on the list without actually being that guy. Category 4 is for other people who may have ties to terrorism, but the connection is not assured. So we want you to get positive ID info on them and then call TSC if you think they should be investigated for terrorist activity.
All right, pause right there.
Some people...
Level 4 is the only truthful designation. We have no evidence. We have no proof, no due process. They just might know somebody who knew somebody who one time knew somebody who might have thought and imagined in a dream about a terrorist. That's what all the other categories are, too. But see, by saying, oh, this is an unsubstantiated level 4, now that legitimizes level 1, 2, and 3. It's all quackery. Like they're saying, oh, if you're on the no-fly list, 25,000 people a month added, over 1.2 million since they made the list secret 8 months ago. If you're on that list, you can't fly and you can't own a gun and you're not going to be able to have a job, they're saying. And if you have bad credit, you're going to be on the no-fly list. That's been announced. So it's this new no judge, no jury. Your rights are over now. It's like Germany. They would just say, you got to have this mark on your papers saying you're a bad person. But now it's the mark of your face scan, your thumbprint, your biometrics. With the face scanning cameras, the license plate scanning cameras, your cell phone, by federal law, tracking everywhere you go. They can dial in even when it's off and listen to you. All admitted. All admitted. This is the total Soviet Union of America. Let's take it out to break with more of the clip.
Our database are not active terrorists, but only associates or supporters who are under investigation. You are the nation's front line in the fight against terrorism. If a terrorist gets into our country, what law enforcement officer is most likely to run into him first? You are. You get up close and personal with more people in this country than anyone else. Through your eyes, counterterrorism agencies of America can see and detect terrorist threats long before a deadly act unfolds. Let's look at a couple likely examples.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a heads up, we have a really huge guest. I'm just going to let you know that. Huge announcement Tuesday on the show. We're also getting Ron Paul on next week. Talk about more evidence of these provocateurs, the feds and local police posing as anarchists to come out and demonize in the Federal Reserve rallies. The private banks that control this country are really getting desperate. Polls show in Gallup 75% and growing want the Fed audited or abolished. So look for the feds to do a self-inflicted wound. That's why if you see a federal building or a Federal Reserve, which isn't federal, bombed or something, start videotaping immediately. Get those feds on tape. We can bring them down with this. Follow these provocateurs. Go to In the Fed events. We got a lot of private investigators volunteering now. Go, stake it out, videotape the troublemakers, follow them back to the police station, follow them back to their handlers, burn them good. We're burning them everywhere. We're going to continue to burn them. We're going to continue to expose their terrorist activities, their false flag events. That is a staged terror attack. When the police attack other police and blame it on the good protesters as a way to shut down free speech in America. The beta test was Seattle 99. They do it over and over again worldwide. We blew their cover then. We're going to blow their cover now. You are the front line against the terrorist. You are the front line to expose the Army and Pentagon's black ops against this nation. We have people in the FBI. We have people in every other agency in the military. 70+% of the donations for president went to Ron Paul from the military. We know you're good. These compartments that are carrying out the terror, they're going to do it under the guise of a federal drill. They always do. In case you catch them, they're going to say it's part of the drill. Play along. They'll kill you if they think you're about to expose their terror attack. So get the information, get it out on YouTube, get it out on Google before they can kill you. If you don't do that, you're dead. This is how we defeat the New World Order. This is how we bring their crimes to justice. We will not be stopped. These techniques of liberty and truth will defeat them. Back to the FBI, federalizing local police, turning them into secret police, teaching them that the American people are terrorists, that Ron Paul's a terrorist, that the Founding Fathers are terrorists. That's what the training manuals they give them with this video say. Here it is.
This officer has just stopped this driver for driving 55 in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. He ran the car's plate before approaching, then got the driver's license and car registration. When he ran him through NCIC, the driver's name gave a Category 3 hit from TSC saying he might be connected to terrorism. So how does our officer handle the news? The way you should. Watch. Capital of the Stafford County Sheriff's Office. Is this a terrorist screening center?
Hit pause.
Yeah, I just made a traffic
That little psychological thing they do is to make it look like it's interactive. You notice CNN and Fox are going to this computer internet look now as if you're interactive because their studies and focus groups have shown that your psychological algorithm likes surfing the web more. They realize it's all going to that, so they want to put you in a passive web psychology, so by turning up the volume, it makes you feel like you're in control. Okay, because the experience psychologically of being in control is better with the internet, so they're trying to mimic that and also make it look like at a primitive level, like this guy's a witch doctor. Your subconscious mind sees it that way, that he knows how to do something real cool, like turn the audio up. Again, all psychological warfare by these psychops engineers. Once you understand their operation, you can totally defeat them. We'll go out to break with more of the video. Here it is.
The driver's name gave a Category 3 hit through NCIC. I was advised to call you. And that's the name of that song. Call TSC. The screeners there can help you know for sure if the guy you stopped is really the guy on the list. And even if he's an exact match, he may not be a terrorist. Some of the people we're interested in are associates or supporters, under investigation because they're affiliated with terrorism.
Hit pause.
Since this is a category...
Did you hear that? That is the absolute key to all of this. When you look at all these federal reports about environmental activists, anti-war activists, the Army spying domestically, illegally on mainline anti-war, pro-life, pro-choice groups, everybody gets spied on by this corrupt system. And they're saying you're all affiliated with terrorists. Gun owners, veterans, everybody's a terrorist. We'll be right back. Okay, folks, we're now going to go back to the video, and here is the key. I know Kurt Nimmo and Paul Watson, everybody's going to write articles on this, and I really think the headline should be, you know, restricted FBI training video shows police being indoctrinated that general public are terrorists, because... Or some similar headline, because they're saying here, oh, go ahead and pull people over, ask them questions. Why are there millions of people on the list? Well, they might know a terrorist or be supporters of terrorists. And what have they said? They said, if you are anti-war, remember the Deputy Attorney General back in 2003, I'll never forget this, his last name was Calhoun, was in the Oakland Tribune, and this was quotes from a press conference, and he said, all protesting is banned in California against the war, because the war, and he was a Democrat, that was the mind control Bush had at that time. He said because the war is against al-Qaeda, and so protesting the war is aiding al-Qaeda. And that's why when it came out that people protesting Halliburton in Houston had Army intelligence and groups assigned to the NSA and CIA spying on them. And these were groups that went out front Halliburton and handed out cookies to workers. So groups with no criminal records. In fact, it came out in New York that the CIA was advising the FBI on Critical Mass, the bike riding group. Because, see, the CIA does revolutions all over the world in countries it wants to overthrow. So it recognizes, my God, there's people saying bikes have rights, and they're getting together, and it's spreading. Set them up, beat them up. So the FBI, advised by the CIA, all over the East Coast, you've seen the videos online, would just come up and tackle and order the police to beat up women and teenagers and people and just arrest them for riding their bikes. In fact, people won't believe us. Just Google critical mass beat up. Shows cops just T-boning, tackling people, slamming heads in concrete, blood all over the place. All CIA run because they were scared. They're like, my God, people are getting together and riding bikes. Beat the hell out of them right now.